the strongest thing you can embrace as a man. Dropping the mask will unlock deeper relationships, better leadership, and more growth. We'll give you stories about how we did it, people we know that did it, and you'll think of ones for yourself where you did it as well, or now you're going to after watching that episode. Self-doubt lies to you, especially when you're close to something big. Stack small wins to build real confidence. Brotherhood literally rewires your brain to face fear better, because it gives you that confidence to go, wait a minute, that doesn't mean anything because I got my brothers behind.
Yeah, we're not talking about life and death situations here. We talk about people trying to become the best version of themselves, to become better, to do better, to act better, to do better decisions, to think different, to be more positive, to take the positivity out of all the negativity.
If you're afraid, it means you're close to something meaningful. Every time I'm scared, it's kind of an inkling that something pivotal is happening here, or a point in my life, a decision that's important that I need to be very sure I'm making. And 9 times out of 10, leading into that fear is the best thing I've ever done.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello and welcome back to the Brothers Network podcast. You're joining us on our 3rd episode of many, hopefully. We're here to represent, or try, to be real men with real talk and real growth. Today we're going to dive into something every man deals with, but few admit out loud: fear and self-doubt. The forces don't just slow us down, they steal our potential before we even get to act or do anything about it. But science also backs this, so we're not going to be talking just from us. If you're doubtful or you say, I don't know, there's science as well, we'll be going into that. And it ties in with how your brain works. I don't know why I'm out of breath here. I'm not that unfit, I promise. And to tie that all together, we think community will reverse the way that fear and doubt rewires your brain negatively. All right. So, like we do with every podcast, I'm now going to ask Andre very awkwardly how his week was.
Hello. Well, it's been very interesting. Again, busy as always, working hard and training hard, and a couple of new things happen, as I've told you yesterday.
There's always some.
There's always something happening.
But I can't say it.
It's always something, but it's been an interesting week, and loved it, to be honest. What about you?
Before I say about me, like I did the last episode, any small wins to celebrate for yourself this week? Any challenges you've overcome?
As
subtle as you can, without revealing too much.
Oh, I don't care, bro. I honestly don't care. Something that I'm proud of is I've realized I'm more of a grown man, and I challenged myself to be able to get over stuff like, I don't want to do that and I'm not going to do it. This is how I think and nobody can change it. And like
stuck in your ways type thing.
And
stubbornness, but not the good type.
I will share it as short as I can to make it the story, to make it more clear. As you know, me and my father, we have a
complex relationship.
Yeah, it's an interesting relationship. It's not milk and sugar, and it's never been, as probably every relationship, it has its goods and bads every now and then. And we haven't spoken for a while because we had some issues, as I said. And I've decided, because it was his birthday, I decided to send him a nice message and just make him a nice happy birthday wish. And after a few hours, he phoned me and we had a chat, and I've heard he's not doing very well and he was in a bit of a trouble, and I've offered to help and be there for him.
Yeah.
I've put all the bad stories and everything bad that happened in the past, I just left it there, and I was like, I don't want to have regrets that I already have in sort of like similar circumstances.
Yeah, like we all do, stuff like that. Yeah.
And I was like, I need to prove to myself and even to people around me that they care and love me, that I'm positive energy. I can change in better. I can do
you want
better.
To practice what you preach,
and to prove to myself as well. So I've offered to help. I've offered to be there for him after a long time we haven't
Yeah.
like had any contact, and we haven't like spoke or anything. And yeah, I'm really proud of it, because I don't hold to anything that happened in the past. I just went there and helped him, and he's okay now, and I'm proud of myself, and I'm happy that I was there for him when he needed. So that's
Yeah.
the main thing.
You're
that
being a very
hap-
good
the-
son,
the-
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. The most important thing that happened to me this week,
That's really
as
good.
as I said.
That's badass. I can't really match that. I can never match it. Yeah.
What about you?
What about me? Yeah. Mine is less impressive than that, I'd say, but it's so. I don't think I mentioned it to you. So I was going to the gym, and I was always where I went. I was struggling to get a routine going. So the way that my body works at the gym, and probably with other people's as well, I imagine, is the more you do, the more you can do. So when you up your volume, you can actually take more. So for example, in my brain, shoulders, they are very, you can do a lot of volume on your shoulders,
Yeah.
for example, is a generally accepted thing depending on who you are. And I really wanted to take advantage of that, but I couldn't recover. So I went one day to the gym, did my shoulders, cool. The next day I went, I did them again. And I upped my rep rates. They're like more reps and stuff, and I just did it.
Okay.
And to me, I was like, what the fuck? Sorry, I swore already. We'll get that out. And I could do a third set now. So now they're going to go back and I can do more volume. I think I was stagnant for a long time, only sticking to 2 sets instead of 3. So by me just putting my finger out my ass, I swear I swore again.
Sure.
In it, I've realised I can probably do more now. So I'll get bigger muscles essentially, which is what I like, because I like going to the gym. And who doesn't like
Consistency, bro.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly,
matters.
yeah, and it kind of
as long as you just keep going
Yeah.
and don't like, just don't stop. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm proud of myself because I actually saw the fruits of my labour there. Other than that, nothing too crazy really.
But it is something. It's always something.
Yeah,
I know it's something that you always say. It doesn't matter. Just baby steps. Every little progress
Yeah,
is
it's
still
true.
progress than just being like on idle. Just there.
yeah, I'm
you
always
know?
trying to get better, and I was stuck there for a long time. So
Yeah.
it's good that all that effort eventually I broke through that plateau. I
Yes.
guess.
Yeah.
Definitely, if you've been training for a while, like for me, another example is my biceps just do not want to grow, or they don't feel like they are. They're just very, very stubborn. So that's another thing that's also improved slightly. So
Yeah.
happy with that. We're saying this because we're not immune to this either. We're trying to. This is just as much as for us, it's going to be for other people and you guys there.
Yeah, and it's for
This
like
is a tool for us too, you know.
yeah, it's like with everything in life, you just have to keep going. Doesn't matter how many times you fail or how many times you do something, the same thing for how many days or months or years, and you don't see any like progress or any results. You need to trust the process, and
Yeah.
that's what you did there.
And there's always something to learn from every single week. There's a takeaway.
Oh yeah, of course.
And if you don't think about those things and reflect on those things, you won't make progress as quickly as you want to, because you aren't celebrating what you've done that week.
yeah,
You
but
know, if we would have just forgot this, we would have carried on and we would have been stagnant. So now that we've reflected upon this, definitely with each other,
yeah,
and we have different perspectives, I can say, God, man, that's really good. Or you can say it to me, oh, that's awesome, you know.
yeah,
And it's an extra layer of
yeah, we always keep each other accountable, and
Yeah.
we are there for each other.
So, why fear and self-doubt are destructive, or why we think it's destructive, and why the literature also supports that, and you'll find in your life it probably does as well. So I love evolutionary psychology. I think it's very interesting. I'm not a scientist by any means, but I think it's a very interesting subject. So fear, we're going to break down what fear is at its like fundamental level, or try to at least. So fear is biological. It's in your brain, it's in your DNA, it's in your genes, it's encoded inside you, and probably every animal in some way or another to keep
Yeah,
you
it's
alive,
always there.
which is good because it's a survival tool, and it makes sure we don't do stupid stuff and die, which is
Yes.
when you were living, say, 10,000 years ago, or as an animal right now in the wild, even humans, if we just put us in a forest somewhere, it keeps us alive. However, in the world today, it doesn't work like that. And fear now, aside from us maybe not stepping in front of a bus every single 10 minutes, which is tempting sometimes, it's less about that, and it actually hinders us quite a lot. I have no idea why I said that. So an interesting thing I'd like to say about fear, and it says here about lions, it's less about lions, it's more about failure, rejection, and not being enough. So I said this to you before, I'm going to say it again. When people are scared, they cover their mouths, don't they?
Yeah.
Don't make
You mentioned
noise.
it, yeah.
And when you look back and you go, why do we do that? Because it's such I can't remember the exact literature on it, but it's not even a cultural or social thing. some really unethical study a long time ago. It's what we do, and some people cover their necks when they're anxious, for example, and they rub it. It's because when we were hunter gatherers and we lived around like saber-toothed tigers and such, those sort of animals, they strike through your neck, so you do it to protect yourself. And when you're trying to be secretive and move around, if you see one and you get scared, you'll cover your mouth so you don't make a noise, then it see you. So that just goes to show how encoded in us it is, and how hard it is to overcome. You know, it's I can't think of any other human behavior that is so ingrained in us. I can't think of one. I really can't.
It's true. Yeah.
But in terms of self-doubt, it's a bit more sneaky, so it ties in with fear, but it can kind of act like your own voice, but it holds you back from doing forward. It's kind of, you put fear aside, but self-doubt is still there, like, oh yeah, but what if, you know, and it's...
Yeah, just telling yourself, oh, I can't do this. And
it doesn't manifest so much as you being intimately scared, but it's, for me as well, self-doubt, it's, like I said, it's a voice in your head.
Like disbelieving yourself?
Yeah, it is.
I
know, it's exactly what it is.
A word? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So like, say for example, for me, so we're going to talk about our own experiences of this before going into I say the science, it's just referencing studies, but for me, when we're thinking about doing this, for example, and we make reels and stuff, and we go on social media and we make posts and stuff like that, always in the back of my head is, what if someone looks at that and they don't like it? What if it's not good enough to get enough views? Or it's always there. What if? Whereas if I make sure that I'm taking the steps to prevent that from actually happening or minimizing it. So if I know I put all my effort into this camera, into the posts we make, into the content we provide, that side of it's done. And the rest of it is up to chance, YouTube's algorithm, the algorithm of whatever social media on. Yeah. So and now I'm in complete control. We're in complete control.
Yes.
Because if our content's better, if these algorithms work, which I'm sure these billion-dollar companies know what they're doing with their algorithms, despite what people say. There's no such thing as being shadow banned. I hate when people say that. Where was I going?
You know,
the self-doubt.
It was about self-doubt.
Yeah, but I went into a whole shadow ban thing there. It's now, I've now regained control of my destiny in a way, and that's what I'm trying to do, and I do. Sorry. What about you? Do you have any manifestations of self-doubt that you can think of off the top of your head?
I couldn't agree more with you, to be honest. Yeah.
Do you have any particular examples, or is it pertaining to this as well?
Well, like when I self-doubt myself.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, yeah, of course.
Here we go.
So many times. I will say an interesting one, for example, which I personally think is a good example of how self-doubt works and how can you prove yourself wrong sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
When I first joined the kickboxing gym,
mm-hmm.
I had that fear. I was scared because, bro, I walked in and I see all these people sweaty and hitting the bag and people sparring or like fighting in the ring. It was like a big like field of view and just people fighting, you know.
Pure masculine.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. And
basically just fundamentally scared.
Yeah. I was for the very first time in a kickboxing gym.
How old are you?
I was nearly 15.
15. I'm 27. I'd be shit scared like that. Yeah. Imagine being 15.
Yes, I was. Just 14 and a half, 15. Yeah. Bro. And I walked in there and I was like,
I'm gonna die.
I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
But again, self-doubt. I was scared.
Fear. You don't want to die.
And it came with self-doubt because I was self-doubting myself. I was saying, I don't know if I can do this. How am I gonna survive here? You know, it's literally you have to.
And that's your brain. When your brain, your brain says that, it's like
instant. It's like an instinct. You know, like instantly. That's how I've reacted. You know, but I put all that apart and I was like, I have to do this. It doesn't matter how scared or how much self-doubt it was there. I know I had to do it because going back then, after I've lost my mom, which I know I've mentioned it so many times, but is a big part of me, and is a big part of who I am today. And after I've lost my mom, I had anger issues, you know, and I was arguing with people. I was literally fighting people. If I if I didn't like the way you looked at me, I was like walking on the road and I didn't like the way you looked at me, I would just fight you. I was going crazy. So yeah, I've been starting like the kickboxing, and I knew it was the best way for me to gain control over myself, of my brain, over my anger issues,
Emotions.
So I had to, yes, exactly, I had to do it, and I went in there. I got kicked, I got knocked out, I got beaten up, and
Humbled
so
you, didn't
many
it?
times.
You're
Yes,
the big bad wolf anymore.
yes, yeah. And then it changed. I was like, oh, I'm not that tough the way I was
No,
thinking.
yeah.
I did became,
Yeah.
but it was a very, very long journey and loads of hard work and dedication and training and consistency and all that, which we're gonna speak about in future podcasts to like debate the topics in more depth. But yeah, it's one of the many examples I can like think of as the main thing for me was the kickboxing gym, because it changed me a lot, and it changed also the way I see fear and self-doubt, and the way I take it. I don't know how to explain, like the way I feel about it is different
you've
since I've
restructured.
started.
Yeah, you attack
like
it differently.
I've reframed everything.
Yeah, you don't do it and instantly just back away. You actually confront it.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
giving
not
you
like
more-
I can't do that. That's it. I'm walking away.
No, you think about it, you analyze it, and go,
yes,
actually,
yes.
this could happen, this could happen. However, I
Yeah.
think a good way of seeing this is kind of like a list of pros and cons.
Yes.
Yes, okay, the risk is big. I'm going to get punched in the head, blah, blah, blah. 9 times, okay, kickboxing, there is a bit of danger there. But if you're training properly,
Any contact sport is
you might get hurt.
dangerous.
However, the pro is he's not going to randomly fight people, and then one day he's going to start on some guy with a knife or a gun, which is something that can happen, or to start on some guy that can really fight, and then he gets laid out and actually killed.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how you do it.
And many other, but yeah.
Many other,
yes,
yeah,
of
instances,
course,
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, it's a good example, I personally think.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense for people at home as well.
And what would happen if you gave in to fear? What would happen if you didn't? If you stopped at that door, and you went, "No thanks." Where would you be?
I don't know.
Terrifying,
That's
isn't
the
it?
thing. But
Yeah.
it's thinking back the way I used to be and not having the opportunity to start kickboxing and put all that anger into that punching bag.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I could have ended up in very, very dark places.
Yeah.
Maybe not being alive today, who knows? I can't tell, but the way I remember I used to be, I'm pretty sure I wasn't here today.
No, 100%.
In this, like, being like this, the way I think, the way I look, and everything like that.
Fundamentally change who you
Yes,
are just by
yes.
taking that step into the unknown.
Yes, yeah. So I think you always one step away from becoming not necessarily the best version of yourself at that exact one step only, but you are always one step away from becoming a better person, doing better things in your life, changing the whole, like, your lifestyle and everything. I personally think you're always one step away, and you need to focus and sit and analyze every action and every decision you want to take, like, very, very well, because that one step in the wrong way, it could end up really bad. Like I said just before, I don't know where I was going to be. If I was going there, I'll be like, no, thank you, I'm all right. Just walk away.
It's those little decisions at those crucial moments that make the difference.
Yes.
And as you practice and get better, you know when they are and you know what to do.
Yes.
So the more situations you put yourself in, the better you are at judging them and making the correct decisions.
Yes.
Because life is just one big, what's the word? It's just one big kind of...
It's stages.
Yeah, that's it.
It's stages.
That's the word. Stages.
Yeah.
Stages of, I made this decision, it was a wrong decision, okay, you get put back. And the next time you have the similar decision, you go over there because you know it wasn't the right decision.
Yes.
And I know it's a terrifying concept. You think, I'm just one decision away from failure, which is true.
Yeah.
You're also one decision away from getting everything you ever wanted.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's really good. The question I didn't ask myself actually is what happened if I would have given into doing all of this? I would be miserable in where I was the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't, like, I've noticed when I'm not pursuing something I want to do, or I'm not following a bigger picture, I'm just an angry little idiot. I was going to say something else once again, but I'm not going to say it. I am, and I'm just bitter, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That bleeds through in every single avenue of your life in subtle little ways. Like, someone annoys you, driving all the time, it's always driving. Someone annoys you, they do something, where in any other situation, like, whatever, I've done that before, because you have, you know.
Yeah.
We much as we criticize people's driving, we've done some stupid things, so whatever. But that's what I'm saying. It bleeds through. So your mental state is very, very obvious to lots of to people. And
We've done very
realize.
stupid things, but it's different than just stupid
Mindless.
choices. Like
yeah.
Driving skills. They're like is not necessarily stupid in that way.
Yeah, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like,
Yes,
we're not
of
perfect.
course.
We all make
Yeah.
mistakes.
The way I would put this is if you didn't choose this and overcome fear, would you give all this away? Like, would you just let it go and go back and make a different choice? I don't think so. I think you're pretty happy with where you are now.
Yeah.
I'm the same.
Yeah, I never thought I'd be speaking in front of a camera. I was
same.
I never spoke in assemblies, never sung. I never went to school disco, stood in the corner eating sweets. Like I remember when I was like young, one of the earliest memories I have, I just didn't want to talk to my mum. I just didn't feel like it. And I didn't have anything wrong with it. Like I don't want to talk to you. And I'm talking to a camera with you about my feelings and shit.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
What the hell?
Yes, I'm the same. Like I don't think I would give away the choice I've made to go into that kickboxing gym and do something about it and see what would have happened if I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty proud of myself and I'm pretty happy with where I am today and who I am today.
Yeah.
So it was just a question I wanted to.
What would you choose, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret? What's worse? I could tell you the pain of regret is infinitely worse. Cringy quote, but it's so
It is
true.
worse. You have to be there sometimes, depending on situations. But I do have some regrets. I do have some regrets in my life, and I don't necessarily see them as regrets. I see them as bad moments of my life, and I've made some wrong choices, but at least I'm always looking for the positivity of everything, like in everything that happens.
There's always a
positive and I've learned lessons. Same as I told you at the beginning of this podcast, I'm proud of myself and I'm happy that I could go and help my father, for example, after we haven't spoken a very long time, you know, because I did similar choices with other family members and I regret them. Yeah. But I've learned a lesson and I was like,
you changed something, yes. So you've grown,
it's not happening again. Yeah. That's exactly what I told you yesterday. I was like, I'm grown up, you know, I can't just.
Felt cool, didn't it?
Yeah.
It sounded cool saying, I was like, hell
yeah. it felt
greats,
cool,
you know?
But it felt more like proud, you know, saying it because
that's what it is. You've got to be a bigger person. That's what it is.
I'm a man now. Like I've done it, you know. Is that like
difficult conversation?
I'm the man feeling, you know. Yeah. So
you are the man, sir. Just saying.
Yeah.
So that's sound like I was hyperventilating there. That's our personal story. I've done it in a different order. Don't worry about that. I'm an idiot. There are lots of studies that back this, so I will be linking them, or if they're requested, I will send them over. So we're not just speaking rubbish and saying random studies. There are things that exist. There's one that found that skilled people with skills already there, established skills, they perform worse when they lack confidence in what they do. I can resonate with that all the time. When I used to work on cars as a job, I always lacked confidence and skill. Well, not skill, sorry. I did have skill, hopefully. I always lacked confidence.
That's for sure.
And once I got over it, I was like, oh, this is easy. Like it's like 3 bolts. But in my head, I'm like, what if I shut up?
Yeah, you were overthinking.
Man, that's my mantra. That was anyway. It creates hesitation. There we go. That weakens results, like I said, even with ability.
Yeah, I like that we have, as I was mentioning off camera, I like that we have examples of pretty much everything we speak here.
So many examples.
And also what we speak, we have the studies, as you say.
Yeah, so
here,
it's not
like,
just
it's not just
it's
not just like we just talk random stuff and post it on
listen to us,
media.
you know.
Like listen.
Don't listen to us.
Like,
do your research.
We have the research, but we also we've both have been through a lot in life, and we've had to deal with many,
just like everyone else.
many things. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We are the test subjects, let's say.
Yes.
I've been in many tests, I can tell you that. You could be fully ready, but doubt makes you feel like you aren't. And that does resonate with me a lot, unfortunately. Another study, this is the last one for a bit, I promise. It's when people feel social support around them, the fear centers in their brain calm down. Quiet down, calm down, same thing. So brotherhood literally calms your fear neurologically. Now that's the specific center in your head called the how do you pronounce it? You know, the amygdala thing.
I can't
It's a
remember the word.
part of your brain.
You've deleted
anyway.
it from
Yeah, I
there,
deleted it
don't-
because I can't pronounce it. But it's that part of your brain. Okay.
I can't remember now
Yeah.
the word.
And the
Ah,
quote,
sorry.
a cool quote here is when you feel back, your brain stops ringing the alarm. So when you've got people around you saying, "Yeah, you can do this, you can do this," which for me, when I was learning to work on cars, was like mentors and stuff saying, "Oh, you know, bro, it's literally 3 volts," and I'm like, "Oh yeah." And your brain's like, "Oh, okay, it's cool," because this
Yes.
I know this guy knows what he's doing. So if he's telling me that's right, he's probably correct.
Yes.
You know, and I trust him. So okay, no more. Okay, there's more studies, but it doesn't matter.
2 is enough.
But there's another point before. So we're going to talk about overcoming fear and doubt now. We're going to start with overcoming fear. We've already said about this a little bit, but this is how. But we're going to talk about how Andre and I overcome fear itself. So for me, like I said before, I will go through. Well, there's one thing actually. There's a thing before any of this. So if something scares me and I'm scared to do something, then for me in my brain, I know I need to do that thing. And if I look back in my life and I go, when was I so scared of this, this, and that? When I did it, I had incredible results every single time. And it wasn't stupid stuff like I'm going to do 100 miles an hour in a 20 zone. It wasn't stuff like that. I mean, like pivotal decisions in my life or taking a leap, you know, a leap of faith, for example. Every time, the more scared I've been, the bigger results I've got. So that's like the first filter my brain goes through. And then following on from that, like I said previously, I'll do a pros and cons. I say, this could happen. All the bad things I'll go first because that's what the human brain does. I go, boom, boom, boom. These are the bad things. I go, however, there's a very low chance of these happening. But if I do succeed, these are the amazing things that are going to happen. And when I go through that, every single time it's blindingly obvious that I need to do this thing. And that's how I rationally overcome fear and use it to my advantage.
Bro, is how you said off camera about this podcast as well.
Yeah.
We always, like, once we started to speak about, we were always, but what if this? What if that? Oh, but I don't know. We are going to be in front of camera. It's going to be loads of people watching us, you know? Yeah.
Wish it was.
Yeah. It was, but here we are.
I just don't care.
Like, yeah.
Whatever. Like
Yes.
you always say, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not fussed.
Yeah.
Like, and I said it's something that I always say, how we manifest is just send it.
Yes.
And I said about what I did about my welding experience yesterday. I was like, what if? I'm not a very good welder, by the way. I was like, what if I just sent it? Whether the result's positive? No. However, I now have a plan, but I needed to find it out.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And I'm going to sort something out, but I'm not going to get into my bodgery there. But that's true. Send it.
Yeah, it is a good
Just send
example. Yeah, exactly.
So if I didn't send it, I'd still be scratching my head going, oh, yeah.
What if I could have done this?
Just do
Or, yeah.
Just do it with that framework, by the way. So that's the main for me. What about you? How do you overcome fear?
I just don't care and I do it. That's it, bro.
There are two ways of doing everything.
I
aren't there?
used to be very soft, and I used to be mommy's little boy, and I used to be, you know, as I said, I used to.
I can't even picture that.
I used to be a very soft and gentle and like scared person
Yeah.
and tiny boy,
Coddled,
you know,
kind of like shielded from the world.
Yes,
Now
yes,
you're
I
definitely
was,
not.
yeah. Like, bro, I just don't care. I just know what I have to do every day. I
Those
wake
are
up
the prerequisites.
and
yeah.
I do it. I don't care how I feel. I don't care what comes like in the way of it. I just don't care.
Get out the way.
Nah,
yeah.
bro, yeah, I just don't care.
Within reason. Yeah.
That's how everyone, like, fear comes there and it's like, oh, you can't do it. You can't do this or
Shut
whatever.
up.
Like, bro.
So you've got
Go
two
away.
ways of doing it. Just go away, leave me alone, or there's me. It's like go through it methodically. There's kind of two ways you can approach this.
Yes,
Not saying you don't use methodical methods. By the way.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
more
Depending on,
subtle.
I totally agree with what you said.
Yeah.
And depending on what situation I am in,
Yeah.
I will obviously sit and think, oh, okay, what are the pros? What are the cons? What's good? What's bad? What's gonna happen if I do this, or what's gonna happen if I do that? Depending on the situation, of course.
Yeah.
But my life is pretty simple now. I know what I have to do. I know my goals. I know my targets and I know like the targets that I want to achieve, what I want to be, who I want to become, and I just do every day what I know I have to do.
Follow
And
the
that's it.
process.
Yes, I trust the process and I stick to that, and I don't take different ways or try to find a shortcut or try to just put this away for a
There's
little
never
bit.
a shortcut.
Let me focus on like I have
no shortcut,
I
yeah.
have my goals and that's it. I don't care what comes in its way. I don't obstacles, I don't care. I just do it, and that's it.
What you
That's
said
how
about
I overcome fear.
badass. Yeah, badass. That
Bro, just wake up,
Yeah.
do what you have to do,
Just
and go
do
to
it.
sleep. That's it.
No copyright infringement, please. Just do it. That reminds me when you said about consistency, or follow the process.
Yes, trust the process and follow
Just
it,
trust
yeah.
the process. Even if you're as long, like I said in a previous point, I said that as long as I know what needs to be done, I know it's the right thing. I don't care about like posting videos, for example, or what they're going to say. It doesn't matter if I know that I'm doing this right and I'm taking control, taking power of it. I know the process is there. It's always going to happen. You don't have to worry about other things that might influence your thinking because it doesn't matter. Just follow the process.
Yes.
Oh, this didn't do well. It doesn't matter. Follow the process. Just
It's
put in
even
the
with
time.
this. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you, but it's
No,
even
go
with what
crazy.
we're doing here.
Yep.
We just made a plan and we stick to the plan.
Yeah.
We're gonna post this video and maybe it gets 3 views, but maybe that 3 views that it gets, at least maybe one person will find interesting.
Yeah.
What we're speaking here, or what we are trying to do here. So it's something than nothing, or even if it's nothing, it's 0 views, it's none, absolutely nothing. I don't care. We have a plan. We're gonna stick to it. When we trust that this is gonna work and we're gonna do it, and we just keep going. Doesn't matter if it's gonna take a week, a month, or 10 years.
Doesn't matter.
Yes.
Overnight successes don't happen.
Oh,
You
no.
know, when all the people you look at then, it happened overnight. There's like years and years of struggle and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's when the real progress happens.
Oh,
innit?
don't let me go into
Okay,
it.
that's
Like,
not.
Just don't let me go into like, oh, one day I'm gonna win the lottery.
Yeah.
So don't. Yeah.
One day.
Yeah, one day.
Okay, so that's how we do it personally. There are some kind of, let's say, industry standards and things that are backed by science. More studies, I know, but we have to back it up somehow. So one study says if you name the fear, it loosens the grip these emotions have on you. So it calms that fear. Oh, there it is again. How do you say that?
Amygdala.
That's it.
Amygdala.
It's like
yes.
a 17th
That's the
language. You can say it better than me. I'm a native British speaker.
For some reason, I wanted to say amygdala or something like that. So I said, I'm just not gonna say it.
I'm not gonna.
Yes, because
that's where that ends.
I couldn't remember the word exactly, so I was like, I'm just not gonna say it.
Sounds like you're gonna say prayer or something. Anyway, let's not. So if you say I'm scared of, let's say I'm very worried, you say it to yourself, it makes it real. You go, oh, is that it? I'm very worried, and then you carry on. So I see how that works.
You're worried of that word.
I am. Yeah, yeah. There it is. I'm going to delete it again. All right. There we go. And then another one is do it scared. So action builds courage. You're never going to feel ready. There is like people always say, there's never a right time. Just do it anyway.
Consistency, bro.
Yeah,
just keep
just
going.
do it
Trust
anyway.
the process. Follow the process. Stick to the plan. Whatever you.
Yeah.
Put it any way you want, but just do it. Yeah.
And then when you keep doing that, repeated exposure to that, then you build confidence because now you're not being scared because I can do it now. Everyone can think of stuff like that.
And it will also help you in future with other situations and other things that you want to achieve. It will help you because okay, when I was scared, I don't know, 5 years ago I was scared of doing this, but look where I am now.
That's
Who's
exactly
going to stop me to do this thing now?
Yep, that's exactly what I do.
Yeah,
I look at myself, I look at other people, and I go, if they can do it, why can't I do it?
Oh,
and if I did that in the past, I can. I say this to you all the time. Actually, when stuff goes wrong in yourself, I said, "Wait a minute, like you were homeless, like you lost your mum, and then like this, and you're like, oh yeah," and it kind of like puts it in perspective, doesn't it? I know you don't need me to say that, but I say it sometimes.
Yes, yeah,
because it works on myself as well. And I say, "Wait a minute, all the stuff you do."
Yeah, it gives you a better perspective.
Yeah, and you go, "Wait a minute."
Well.
It's like,
and that it reminds me as well where I used to be, bro. I didn't have.
Yeah, that's what I say as well. Where were you?
Yeah,
10 years ago, where were you?
Yeah.
Just about to meet me. No, that's not 10 years ago. I haven't known you that long.
Just
about
like, yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
people at home they get the idea.
Stack small wins. So momentum over perfection. I quite like that. So I can think of an example when I'm doing these kind of scripts beforehand, and I'm sorting the reels out just because I like the content of the reels, and I like the concept of them, or it doesn't matter anyway. I'm not trying to do them to absolute perfection. I could sit here, I could type through, but as long as I've got the bullet points of what I'm talking about, that is going to move me forward a lot better than me spending. That would be the difference between 10 episodes and like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And by the 10 episodes, I'm going to have more practice and more improvement than those 2 episodes being perfect. Same with when we do takes. Like we mess around for like 45 minutes first to get out our system, and then we just go.
Yeah, we
don't
talk
stop.
about
We're not going to stop this now if I say something wrong and redo from the start. We just carry on.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, bro, mistakes happen. Like
Exactly.
how was earlier with the word? I couldn't say the word.
Yeah.
You couldn't.
God,
Like, you
no.
couldn't say the word. I couldn't remember the word. Just keep going. Whatever.
Exactly, and that's like an example. We could stop it, and then
It's a simple example, but it makes sense.
so. Where were we? This one here. Yeah. Sorry, I just forgot what we were talking about. Smallest wins are the biggest motivators, and that makes sense because all your big
Yes.
wins are compounded small wins. Like 1% better every day is 100% over 100 days, assuming it stacks linear, which doesn't always, but it's a very good way of conceptualizing it. Next point is leading into brotherhood, leading into a network, not just a brotherhood, just a network in general. But that's our specific theme here. This one's actually on men, actually, so it is a specific theme. I take that
Brotherhood
back.
is very important, of
Yeah.
course.
So men with strong social support bounce back faster, they push harder, and they stay focused longer. And the studies showed that the support lowers stress hormones and boosts long-term health, which makes sense.
Bro, I couldn't do this without you.
No, I couldn't do this.
In
Like,
fact,
I
I'm
couldn't
pretty
say it
sure it's the
myself.
same- yeah, same way
I don't
around.
know.
But because it's us and we
Yeah.
always have each other back, and we are here for each other. Here we are.
Yeah, like I think I said in the last episode, when I say a point, I say it. I'm like, done. But then you just go on to it and you pick up on it and you kind of add to it.
Yeah.
And eventually, from my black and white sort of thing, you go, well, actually, I think of it this way, and that adds to it.
Yeah, it's always a balance
Yeah.
between us,
And
and
that's
we're
kind of-
always there. But
Yeah.
is a very positive always balance. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
how it does balance, you
Yeah.
know. It's a positive out of it all the time.
Yeah, and you push me
between
more, and you keep me focused because I can't be unfocused. This guy's been like, hello, what are you doing? Where are you? And vice versa, you know.
I
like-
remember even when was this week or last week? I can't remember. You just messaged me. I was like, "Oh, bro, I'm proud of you. You're awesome. Like awesome. How well you've like become and whatever."
Don't
And
remember that, but-
then yeah, you messaged me, and I was like, "Bro, I couldn't be like this without you anyway."
I
So
think
it's-
okay,
it's-
yeah, I
it's-
remember.
it's-
Yeah,
It's because of you as well.
it doesn't pay me to say things like that. I actually mean it, by the way. Good quote is, you don't need to conquer fear alone. Brotherhood is the multiplier. So your efforts, let's say it was just me on here, it's now multiplied with him as well.
Yes.
That's okay. It doesn't necessarily mean it's more linear sometimes, or it doesn't scale like that. But now that we've doubled it, in theory, the content's twice as good, in theory, which I think it definitely is. Because he'll have lots of points to make that I don't, and vice versa.
Yeah, we have
Perspectives,
different
points of
stories,
views,
different points of
methods.
views. It's different, but good different,
Yeah.
and it always helps us, and it will always, I'm sure, help people that are watching
Yeah.
us. You know.
And imagine you join a community where that multiplier is like 100 people, 50 people, or let's say you're in a group of 10 people, 10 good people you can trust. And, can you imagine
Yes.
the cumulative effects of progress you can have there?
Even this community that we're trying to build.
That's what
Yeah.
I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that. So that's enough of the studies for, well, I think we're done with the studies. There's all your studies gone out the way. So this section, I'm going to talk about reframing fear as a signal. So I put in brackets here, you're scared because you need to do this. So like I said with my coping method is, when you see fear, you don't instantly act on it. You don't run away from it. You go, wait a minute, let me just hold up a second, And once again, not the fear when you cross the road and there's a bus coming towards you. That's the fear you should probably act on and get out of the way. So I'm glad people still have fear in that sense. Maybe some of you don't. That's fine. So it doesn't mean stop. It means this matters. That's what I use in my brain. That's what I highly recommend to other people. I'm guessing you do the same.
Bro, yes,
Ooh,
very good example. I was just thinking while you was reading that is, when someone scares you,
Yes.
yeah, bro, that's
Watching
when
you
you
in
are.
the punching bag.
Yes,
Yes.
like that's when you are the fastest.
I agree.
That's when you react the quickest,
I like that, yeah.
it
Because it's
makes
coursing through your vein.
Yes,
Actually,
yes.
that's a really good way of framing
Yes,
it.
yeah.
'Cause
That's
now-
like literally being scared of something.
It's a
It's
good
like
thing.
when someone scares you like badly,
Yeah.
that's when you are like the quickest, or
It's true.
you run the fastest, or like
I like
that's-
that. So imagine
it
being
makes-
quicker at what you want to do. So when you're scared of pursuing something, now that you're scared, you pursue it quicker.
Yeah.
I like that. I couldn't have thought of that myself. I can tell you that. Next point I'm going to make is it shows you the direction you need to go. So let's say you're at the crossroads, you go, I can go this way. Oh, that's all right. I can float. I can just chill. I can coast, let's say, which I think coasting, instead of going like this, you kind of go like that, in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? When you're, everything's going well.
Yeah.
If you're not progressing, you are declining, I think.
I would frame it as trying to be average.
Yeah,
That's
or,
how
yeah, or,
that's
yeah,
how I see it.
yeah, but it never
personally.
turns. It always just goes down.
Yeah.
There's more nuance to that, but that's what I think as a whole.
Yeah.
And then you've got this way. Oh my god, that's terrifying. However, instead of everything being just okay. Sorry, I'm burping. Everything. I don't know if the microphone picks up. That'd be embarrassing. Everything goes amazing, but you're just really scared. Yes, there is a potential drawback there, but the positives of it completely outweigh the negative.
Yes, bro. Sometimes you need to take risks.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
another example I can think of that is not necessarily what we talk about, but the weight loss drugs, for example. So
Okay.
lots of people are saying it causes pancreatic problems, which, by the way, I don't think that's true necessarily. Once again, that's misinterpreting data. I'm just gonna, bro.
This is
It
something
annoys
I
me
don't
big
know.
time because I read it and I'm like, shut up, you're an idiot, because they read newspapers and stuff. Anyway, you got all of this, you got these side effects, heartburn, but then you go, wait a minute, what are the negative side effects of being severely obese for the rest of your life? Like your lifespan is on average 15 years shorter, and even if it's 15 years shorter, the 10, 20 years or currently 30 years leading up to that are horrendous.
Yeah, it's gonna be a life full.
What would you have?
I'm sad. I'm depressed.
Yeah, but you're fat and you die early. But I
Yeah.
hate saying you're fat because I've also, but you'll die early because you're unhealthy. However, you think, oh yeah, but what if I get heartburn? But yeah, what if you spend the next 30 years of your life in abject suffering? That's my perspective. That's how I link
That's
it.
your point of view. Like,
Yeah, and weight loss drugs is a really good example because it's currently in the media right now, so people might be able to relate to that, and people that have taken them, which is very likely because loads of people do. Everyone knows someone that did, and they don't care because it's such a net positive.
Yeah.
But our brains always focus on the negative.
Yeah.
I really went on a tangent there, but I thought I'd get that in there because it fits quite well.
Yeah, it's always there, and our brains always think about it.
Always will, yeah.
Yes, always will, but it's very important how much control you have over yourself and over your brain and over
Yeah.
the way you think, and not letting that negativity or the negative thoughts you have take over you.
Yeah. Another interesting thing I put in here, if you're afraid, it means you're close to something meaningful. So like I said again, every time I'm scared, it's kind of an inkling that something pivotal is happening here, or a point in my life, a decision that's important that I need to be very sure I'm making. And 9 times out of 10, leading into that fear is the best thing I've ever done. And
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. And you can, even if you're not that person, you can become that person over time.
Oh yeah.
It just takes practice.
Yeah.
And it does. You just have to do it. And it's utterly terrifying. I completely understand that. I completely get it.
Yes.
And what if it isn't a stop sign, but a green light? So instead of saying fear, stop doing this, which in many contexts in the past it would stop you from dying. Now, as long as you're not in an actual life and death situation, please don't misinterpret this.
Yeah,
once
of
again,
course,
the
yeah.
bus in the road scenario that I've been going through. It's a green light instead. It says, go on, try it. What's the worst that can happen? Are you going to die? No.
Yeah, we're not talking about life and death situations here. We
Yeah.
talk about people trying to become the best version of themselves,
Exactly,
become
yeah.
better, to do better, to act better, to do better decisions,
Mhm.
to think different, to be more positive, to take the positivity out of all the negativity, and that's what we're trying to speak out here
Yeah.
for you.
And if it doesn't scare you even a little, it's probably worth not doing. So it's quite a sweeping statement. However, I like it because I think it's very true in my life.
If it doesn't scare you, it's average.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
I don't want to
And
be
if you,
average.
and if you want to
don't
impress
wanna be
yourself,
average.
no, I want to impress myself through my
Yes.
life, and I don't want to, in my opinion, for me, stagnate. I'm not saying people that don't do what we do aren't stagnating, because different people are different. But for us, that's what that means to us.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound judgmental. That's not what I want to do. But
No, definitely.
that's
not.
how we want to do things, and I think people listening to this might sway a very similar way as well. They just want to improve,
Yeah.
So yeah, recap time. We've spoken about what we want to speak about. I think.
Yeah.
Any other points for you, or?
No, not really. Just what I would say is keep going, stick to like a plan.
Yep.
And just always trust the process and keep going. It doesn't matter how scared like you are, or how scary it is, or how much you are in like self-doubt and worried, and what if I do this is risky. If you want to achieve something, the most important thing is try to analyze what you have to do and try to obtain all the answers you need for your questions, the questions that you ask yourself.
Yep.
And once you have all the results, that you need, trust that process, stick to that plan, and keep going. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. It doesn't matter how many times you have some obstacles to go over, and whatever the situation is, you always have to keep going, trust the process, and stick to your plan.
Love it. What I'm going to add to that, you said about the failures.
Yes.
So I said to him the other day, we keep, every single time we keep making obstacles with things in our life. And I said to him, wait a minute, let's think about any successful person in any endeavor. It doesn't have to be with money or business or anything like that, which is what people normally tend to go to. They have failed so many times.
Yes.
And every single time they just got back up and carried on. Sometimes they learn from it, sometimes they do. We try to learn from it, and every time we get better.
Yes.
And that makes us, I think failures make you successful.
Yeah, we've become really far from where we were before in terms of the way we see failing and having all those difficulties and bits and bobs to sort out and
So many
whatever. Like
setbacks,
it's every day.
Yeah.
We're going through stuff like this every day, but we never stop, and we are always there for each other, and as brothers, as business partners, as everything, we keep going. We don't care about whatever happens and what, I'm tired, I'm this. We just keep going, and we never stop. We trust this process that we are on, this journey that we've started. It is scary to
I don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know if it's going to work, if it's not going to work, if people are going to like us or not, or whatever.
Maybe
so many thoughts, but we are still here. We will be, and we will keep posting and be here for us, for you, people that are watching, and we just stick to this journey all the way to the end.
Yeah. So to summarize that, not quicker. Sorry, that was like saying yours was really long. It wasn't. That was the wrong thing to say. Fear is part of being human, but giving into it is optional. So you don't have to give into it. You make a choice to give into it. Think about that one. Self-doubt lies to you, especially when you're close to something big. I can resonate with that. Stack small wins to build real confidence, like we said. And brotherhood literally rewires your brain to face fear better. And I like that one the most, I think, because it gives you that confidence, that extra boost to go, wait a minute, that doesn't mean anything because I got my brothers behind me.
Yeah,
they said I can do it. So
we have so many examples that we can speak about here, and we can mention where I knew that, okay, I'm in this situation and it's bad, but then I remember I have him. I was like, whatever.
And vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You don't have to conquer everything overnight. You just have to take one step today, scared or not. I didn't write that, but I think it's a good quote. I'm not taking credit for any of these quotes, by the way. I'm not that introspective.
Yeah.
But I love the quotes, and I said to you, I love
them
as well.
The way I would put that as well is something that I've mentioned a long time ago, and you'll remember.
Maybe
I was saying, if you try to do better, I don't know, just one day a week, and you keep trying, I don't know, as I say, just one day a week, you're gonna try to do something different and try to do something that will make you proud of yourself and will make you feel better. You will realize slowly your whole week is changing, and once your whole week, you remember, once your whole week is changing, and you keep going every day, you do better, you more and more proud of yourself, and you feel much better with everything that is around you and everything that happens around you. After that one day, as I said, your whole week gets better. When the whole week gets better, the whole month gets better. When the whole month gets better, the whole year it gets better. And when the whole year it gets better, your whole life is getting better.
You're made for this.
So that's how I would put that. It's literally just that one step, and then you will see one step, literally a whole lifestyle changed, and you live the best life, or whichever sort of life you want to live, you will. But you need to take that first step. You need to keep going and just trust yourself. Just believe in yourself and keep going, keep doing it. Whatever you want to do in life, you can do it. It's possible. Trust me.
Lovely, powerful, poignant, amazing. I feel like doing stuff now. I don't know what I need to do, but I need to do something now.
Just do it, bro.
Okay,
just do it.
I'm scrolling down. I'm reading the next section. That's what I'm doing. So that's been this episode. Beautifully ended, as always.
Thank you.
Next time, we're going to talk about the power of vulnerability. So a lot of men were taught that showing emotion is weak. I think everyone, I was going to say listening to this or watching this knows exactly what I mean by that. Definitely men. I don't think they say it should be hidden, but it shouldn't. And our kind of perspective is, what if that vulnerability, when done correctly, is actually a superpower? When you're open about things with people you trust, like us, or people in your network, for example. So we're going to say why it's not a weakness and why it's one of the strongest things you can embrace as a man. And you'll hear how dropping the mask will unlock deeper relationships, better leadership, and more growth. And we'll give you stories about how we did it, people we know that did it, and you'll think of ones for yourself where you did it as well, or now you're going to after watching that episode. So you can stop pretending everything's fine. You can actually face things and actually talk to people about it instead of keeping it inside, if you know what I mean, in a healthy and safe way. You know, we're not therapists in that sense, but that's how we see it. So to end this episode, I've got a lovely little thing to say here. Your fear and doubt don't define you. But you might be thinking, what does define me then? You say it's the action you take in spite of them. So despite all of those, you do these things. And within this network, we can all rise together through the fear, through all the doubt we have every single day, and into the man that you think you were built to be or what you want to be.
Lovely.
Yeah. Thank you very much for
Thank
listening, and
you.
we'll see you on the next episode. Fingers crossed.
Thank you.